Hello and welcome to my channel. It's a Saturday, the weather is cool, and I am just grateful. Welcome back. So why did Grace Sumbu start a YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel to fulfill a childhood dream. And that childhood dream is the dream of being a newscaster or a broadcaster. Did I hear you say, so why didn't you just study mass communication and get a job in a media outlet? You wouldn't be wrong to think that. But then, things don't always turn out the way we plan for them to turn out. As a child, I've always wanted to be in the media and arts, and I knew this so well because I resonated with drama, acting, singing, broadcasting, and all of that. My parents knew this from the word go. I remember times where we used to act in front of my parents, but I thought that at the time they just thought that these kids were just trying to make good use of their free time or spare time. I don't know. One day, I sat with my dad and we were watching the 7 o'clock news. I noticed something that was interesting to me. It was a woman who was reading the news and I was intrigued. I was like, wow, she is not only great at reading the news, but she's pretty, she's calm. I love her disposition and I think I would love to be like her someday. I would love to do what she is doing right now on television. That was the day that the seed of broadcasting was planted in me because I could relate with her being a woman and doing what she loved, and she did it seamlessly and I loved it. I got into secondary school. I was very committed to my studies. I loved most of the subjects that I was taking because they were easy and relatable and I could grasp them. But then somewhere along the line, after my junior secondary school, we were going to be separated and my math teacher at that time told me, Grace, you seem to have your strong points in subjects that are in the arts, but I see that you have the potential of being a science student, like maybe a medical doctor or an engineer. So we would take you to the science class. And I was like, no, don't do that, because I still had this dream of being a broadcaster. Being in the science class will derail me. So I told my dad, and my dad was like, no, you're going to have to be in the science class because I want you to study medicine and become a medical doctor. And I was like, no, this is not what I want. I want to be a newscaster. Whew. My mom was indifferent, except that she had her concerns and worries. And that was that, Grace, those who are majorly in the broadcasting industry or in the arts, they hardly get married on time. And for goodness sake, now that I am older, I realized that that was a limiting belief. And sometimes parents are just afraid for their children because they really want the best for them. And it's okay. I don't hold it against her. I just feel like parents should get to the point where they are more understanding of the needs of their children and not their own needs. They have lived their lives, and I think it's only fair for parents to let children live their lives, make their mistakes, and learn in the process. When you overprotect children, there is a huge disadvantage. And I was like, I think marriage is a decision that is personal. It's a decision that has to do with so many things. The career you choose doesn't determine if you're going to get married early or late. I reluctantly went to the science class, and I knew that if I didn't, there were going to be dire consequences. And I, honest to goodness, did not put in my best because I didn't want to be a medical doctor. It was not a pleasant experience for me to have to read a course that I didn't like or had no interest in. And so when I graduated secondary school, I had to ask myself, Grace, what next? You're going to go to the university. I decided to gravitate towards the course that was really relatable to me, and that is biology. I did considerably well, but I told myself, I don't see myself being a medical doctor. I still want to be a broadcaster. And as fate will have it, my mom saw an audition for radio actors. And she said, oh, Grace, you've always wanted to do this. Why don't you go for the auditions and give it a try? And I went. I was myself. There were a lot of people there, but I gave it my best shot. And a few days down the line, I was called and given the role of a 9-year-old and the character Rabbit. It was my first break into the broadcasting or the media sector. It was the happiest season of my life. I remember I went to Reading 94.7 to drop a CV. I was asked to do 1 or 2 things, but I don't know what happened. I never got called. Then I also remember going to Cool FM, but the experience there with the person I met wasn't too pleasant, and I told myself no, I wasn't going to do it. I made several attempts, but I wasn't pleased with the outcome. So I said, okay, why don't you just stick to your radio acting gigs and then start a YouTube channel? I really would love to use my voice as a source of inspiration, encouragement, just to see that someone else's life is affected positively. Also, so that I can express myself in the areas of my interest. I love to sing. And if you take a tour around my channel, you'll see that I have videos that have to do with health and wellness, videos that have to do with book reviews. You will see a couple of songs, covers that I've done. This is just me. So yes, these are the reasons why I started my YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with making money. I know that money will come in the long run or eventually, but my intention for starting a YouTube channel is not about that. For those of you who have been on YouTube for a while now, you will understand that it is quite frustrating. It is discouraging sometimes, but you do what you do for the right reasons. YouTube will teach you to be patient. YouTube will teach you to be consistent and be persistent. Study your YouTube channel. See what people really like and build more on that, and just be your authentic self. Okay, so that's unsolicited advice, but I just thought I should throw that in. People see me, and when I talk, they're like, oh, Grace, you remind me of Oprah Winfrey. Words like this confirm to me the reasons why I do what I do. I am hoping that you're getting enough value and content from this channel, and I'll keep doing my best. I will see you in my next video. Peace and